Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Sure, we good, we good.
He told me bombing on Danny was.
Alright, what's up?
Eat breakfast for dinner at night was the.
Come on, man. That bullshit out of here. Shalawam, Shalawam. Alright, facing the east, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Father and the Son. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Bakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us his truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Alright. It's your brother Yerami Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson. Through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah equals he is, he exists. Yahawashi equals he saves, he delivers. He is salvation. And Rakakadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Alright. Those are the true names that we call upon in the Lashawan Kadash, the Hebrew, the Paleo, right? The ancient Hebrew, not the Yiddish and not the whatever they call it, the Aramaic or any of that. Okay. So this is just gonna be a round table, right? Any brothers want to join up, you could join up. We're gonna be continually going into James the 2nd chapter, finishing it up. What we went into yesterday, we're just gonna finish it up, right? But if anybody has any type of questions or whatever, you can ask them, And I'll give about 2 minutes, man. Hey, Shalawam to my brother Kakama. I'll give about 2 minutes for brothers and sisters to get up in here. All right, Shalawam, Adarga Bar, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, to both of y'all and y'all households, man. All right, so 2 minutes. All right, and we'll get started. All right. We're going to start in about a minute. And once again, it's a round table. If anybody want to come up or anything to add, anything to bring out, all right, brothers could, free to join and all that. This won't be a particularly long one, but I got about an hour or two, you know what I'm saying? But all right, let's get into it. So let's continue. We left off yesterday at James 2:13, so we're going to pick up today at James 2:14. And as you can see, the caption is faith and works, right? So before we even go in there, let's go to second address. Because this always seems to be a thing with, mainly the Christians, okay, individuals that's not taught properly and correctly, all right, where they think that it's just by faith, okay, but it's not just by faith, all right. Man, what did they done did something to the Apocrypha app. Man, look at this. And did something to the Apocrypha app. I'm like, did I do something? I'm like, man, this is bullshit, bro. Like, I come here and I hit it, and then I'm not trying to bookmark nothing. Close. I'm not, click here to book. I'm not trying to bookmark, though. No. All right, man. It is what it is. Dang. Let me try it one more time. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to uninstall it, and I'm going to reinstall it. I like that particular app, though. That's my joint. Apocrypha. It's doing the same thing, yo. Tap here for full screen. Open, close. I don't want to do all that. All right. Hey, man. Damn. Like, what? Anyway, second Esdras is the 9th chapter, right? And verse 7. And it reads, and every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Right? So let's precept that. Let's go to Revelations 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahawah and the faith of Yahawashi. So in both of these scriptures, it's letting you know two things. The commandments. You're keeping the commandments. What is that? You're doing the works. Right? We just entered into Hanukkah, right? The Feast of Dedication. So by giving reverence, giving honor, and keeping these things, you're putting forth a work, right? Even if it's just you're taking care of your household and you're moving in that way, and y'all are remembering, right, these situations. You're talking about it, right? So that's a work because you're rehearsing the righteous acts. What is a rehearsal? You're putting forth some type of action, right? So you show your faith by your works. Okay, so those keeping the commandments, because it's a commandment to keep these holy days. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, right? You have a certain way, a certain standard that you were set up in. When you repented and came back and converted, you came back to this. You changed from the worldly ways and you came into the righteous ways of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So therefore, understand this, you can have bad works. You had bad works in the world. You were doing wicked works. Everybody has works. You are judged based upon your deeds. All right? So those are works. The things that you do, the way that you apply yourself, the effort that you put in. You are buying something. You are putting effort into something. We have these Babylonians, the Egyptians. They're putting their money, they're putting their effort into America. Because you're going to work, you're doing all of this, and you're putting 100% into working for the white man. You know what I'm saying? So that's where your work's at. That's where your treasure is. Right? Let's get a precept. That's where your what? Affections are. This is Colossians 3:2, and we start at 1. If you then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of power. Now, risen meaning you're being quickened, you're being made alive. And furthermore, it'll be into you being brought up and given that everlasting body. Okay? So that's the congregation of the living. You have the congregation of the living and the congregation of the dead. Everybody is not going to be risen. We understand via the scriptures that those that will be risen, they are called the hopeful elect, and they are of the 12 tribes of Israel, as you can see up here. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? So those are the only ones that are actually in that category for salvation. And that's also Luke 1:67 going downward. All right? And Yahawashi came in Matthew 1:21. He said he came to save his people. Job 2:27 states that Yahawah is only dwelling amongst Israel. He is their power, right? Deuteronomy 7:6 states that you shall be a special people above all nations, right? Deuteronomy 28:1 states that if you keep these laws, commandments, and statutes, you're going to be above all nations, right? So it's that narrative is the same in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Nothing has changed. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is dealing with Israel. Jeremiah 31:37 tells you that he won't forsake Israel until the Edomites discover the oceans, the depths of the oceans, and measure the entire length of the earth, which they cannot and they have not done. So therefore, it's rhetorical in a sense. He's like, it's pointless. He's never going to reject us completely and turn away from us completely, right? So therefore, all those Gentiles receiving salvation and all of that, no, it has to be thrown out of the window. Just simply by reading the scriptures and understanding the scriptures. And if you can't get with that, then you're obviously not of the elect, man. All right? You know, let that cookie crumble. You're just not of it. You just don't. You're just not of that stock. You know, you're just not D1. You're not going to the league, right? So verse 2, set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. On the flip side, the opposite side, you have individuals setting their affection on things on the earth and not on things above. And that is where their works is going to be. That's why, man, let's go to Ecclesiastes. I think I bring this one out every lesson, but hey, the scriptures don't get old. Does the scriptures get old, y'all? I don't think so. These scriptures don't get old. You know, you should memorize them. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahawah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, does the Most High change? Malachi 3:6? No. So therefore, those works, when the Christians come and say, you don't have to do these works anymore, that's incorrect. These works have to be done. If you're not going to be doing righteous works, you're going to be doing wicked works. So regardless, you're going to be doing works. You understand? Like an individual that sells drugs, he's doing works, right? He's doing wicked works, wicked actions, but he's putting forth some type of effort to a goal. We're doing righteous works. We're putting forth effort towards a certain goal, which is to go into those chariots and to be redeemed, to be saved. All right. None of us are saved at this moment. Therefore, these works come with a humility factor, a lowering yourself down factor, a meekness that comes with this. Understanding, first and foremost, that you're not shit. All right? Checking that out. Examining yourself. Not being high-minded. You know? And then furthermore, coming and serving, being a servant, because that's what we are. Look at Yahawashi. He served. He serves Yahawah. He is a servant. We are servants. The apostles are servants. Our elders, apostles and bishops, are servants. Right? So coming into servitude, understanding that it's somebody higher than you. And his name is Yahawah. Right? Trickling down through that chain of command. You know? So, verse 14, for Yahawah shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So those works, you have good works and you have evil works. So you are judged based upon your works, your actions, and then furthermore, your faith. So let's say you got faith, but you do evil works. You're not going to make it, buddy. Let's say you do good works, but you don't have faith. You're not going to make it, buddy. How can you do good works without faith? I don't even get that. But yeah, you can though. Because you got brothers amongst us right now. They say they believe, but they don't. And then they eventually fall out. You know, they tried to do some works. They tried to preach. They tried to teach. But they eventually quit. And they fall out and they do whatever they want to do. Because they never had the true faith that comes with this. So if you don't have if you don't have both, then you're not going to make it. You're faking. This is why you must be extremely sincere. All right, brother got a precept. Revelations 14:13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in Yahawashi. From henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works. That's a phone drop right there. Their works do follow them. Their works do follow them. Right? But you see this lesson, man, we only got 5 people in here. If that. So the world don't want to hear what we talking about. You know? And I like it like that. Because that's giving us a better chance to make it. So whenever it's like that, it's giving us a better chance to make it. And to go into this thing and to be raised up. We are setting our affections on what's above. We know that our reward is coming. It's not on this side. So never go off of views. Never go off of likes, shares, all that bullshit. I hate social media, man. Okay? And I tell you right now, I was bickering with myself to even come and do this lesson. All right? Because I was chilling. You know, I'm cooking out right now. Right? We enjoying, you know, just relaxing. So whatever. But I got to do these works. All right? After this, I'm going to chill back and I'm going to play the game, you know, and relax. But what did I have to do first? My priorities. What's at the top of my priority? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So I got to come and do these works first, man. All right? I got to do what I was supposed to do first. That's what it is. Let me turn these notifications off. All right? So let's go back to James. Let's finally get back to James. But you know, people don't like to hear the Bible being read. That's beautiful though. That you don't like to hear the Bible being read. All right? Stay your ass away. Verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit? That's why even you got to look at it, man. And this is how we know Yahawashi is real and Yahawah is real. They're not right now. They're not, you know, Yahawashi is not right here beside me physically. Okay. But he's poured out the Spirit. He's supping with us. He's dealing with us. Okay? So he's not just one to talk. He's one to show you and to do this. All right? He's one to do this. He's about that action. Yahawashi say, yeah, I'm going to be with the Father, but guess what? I'm going to pour down the Holy Spirit to you. That's how we got an understanding of this stuff now. Because he did action. Even in the heavens, he's still doing works. You understand? He's still doing works. So, by him pouring it down, he's giving us that evidence. But y'all brothers like, I need evidence of Yahawashi. I need to see something. I need to see this. I need to see that. Okay, well, when we do when we go into geography and we go into the ancient world and we show you these type of buildings, we show you these artifacts, we show you, man, I did a whole lesson taking you from Egypt onto Mount Sinai and showing you where the real Mount Sinai is. We did all that. We do that. Brothers do that. All right, brothers go and show you the Los Lunas, New Mexico stone. Brothers go and show you mounds that our people built. So we show you the evidence because you need physical evidence because you ain't got no fucking faith. You like, I gotta see it, dog. I gotta see it. Right? You got brothers got whole channels dedicated to chariots, showing you chariots, and you still don't believe. You know? Because you don't got faith. All right? Our brother got a precept, Proverbs 7:2. And it reads, keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So, what is that? That implies doing works. You must do works. It's different ways to do works. It doesn't just mean getting on a camera and preaching. No, that's not what it means. Yes, some brothers are preachers, some brothers are prophets, some brothers are teachers. All right, prophesying is one of the greatest gifts. Okay? But other brothers have different positions. All right? So you have different type of works that you can do. It's not just talking about preaching on a camera, man. It's not what it is. All right? Every brother is not a preacher. Every brother is not a prophet. Okay? So you have different positions. You have different lots. Hey, that's a good precept, though. Let's get this. This is 1 Corinthians 14:32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So those certain spirits are subject to those certain spirits, right? John the Baptist is Elijah. That soul is that soul every time. Every time he comes back, that's who he is. Also, Elder Abba Bibbins. That's who that is. It does not change. You understand? Every single reincarnation, that's what he's going to be. He's going to be that. You know? That's his position to make way for that road to raise up. All right? So you can't change that. King David is Peter. He is Jacob. He is King Mashah. Okay? That position. You can't, everything was set up from the foundation of the earth. You can't change these positions. You can't change your lot. So, understanding that, I love this. What did he say, man? Don't cry over spilled milk. You can't change your lot. You can't change your role. So why you going to cry about it? Encourage your role. Embrace your role. All right? Your role is your role. It's beautiful in some type of capacity. So encourage it and walk in it and embrace it. And Tawada Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for your position. Be thankful that you even have a position. All right? Man, I was talking to my daughter today, just playing around, and I was like, be happy that you got breast milk. Because some girls out here don't get breast milk. She 2 years old. She don't know what I'm saying. But I think she understand what I'm saying. But anyway, some girls out here don't get breast milk. Some babies are not privileged enough You understand? They got Similac because their parents is fucking stupid. Their parents don't understand how the body works. So therefore, they're drinking Gerber milk. And therefore, that's messing up their body. That's messing up their organs. That's messing up their bones. So, man, you need to be thankful that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is bringing you into health. He's bringing you into the correct ways. That's wisdom. To know, hey, he created the woman to produce, to bring forth kids. In that sense, incubate the kid for 10 months and then bring forth the kid. And then he automatically made her breast to bring forth milk to take care of the kid. You get that? Milk that heals the kid. It builds the kid up. That's the natural process of things. So, but you want to go and serve Esau and have Esau change it up. All right? But I can't produce breast milk. It's things you can eat. If you take care of your body, it'll do what it's supposed to do. All right? It's things that you can eat. It's things that, your body is set up in a certain way to take care of that child. That's how the Most High set it up. His process is perfect. And what is that? That whole thing, why are we even touching on it? Because that's a work. That's a work. 1 Timothy 2:15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. That's a work for the women. If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So for her to that's letting you know women are supposed to childbear. They're supposed to take care of the kids. That's one of their works, right? But you got women out here changing. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to be wives. They want to be independent. They want to be single, all right? Without a protection, without a covering. That's foolish. So therefore, the works that the Most High established for you, and you could be like, well, that's, I've never heard nobody say that, but that's New Testament. We go back to the Old Testament, all right? Oh, well, actually, people do say that. You got Old Testament only. Well, let's go to the Old Testament. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So your work is to be under that man and to bring forth children. Once again, what's that called? Childbearing. So that's a woman's work. That is a way that she can make it by serving her man and taking care of his kids. But you women like, I ain't about to do that. I don't want to do that. Well, I got to take care of his kids. What? You know, that mindset, though, that mindset is quickly going to be destroyed. All right? And we can't wait. Quickly going to be destroyed. Okay? So going back to James 2. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit? As we stated, Yahawashi left us. He went back to the Father, but he poured down the Holy Spirit. So his talk is not cheap. He takes care of us every single day. His talk is not cheap. He's coming back. His talk is not cheap. You may not have enough fucking patience to wait because your faith is weak. Your strength is weak. As it says in the book of Proverbs, man. You're failing in the day of adversity. So you don't got enough faith. How do you build the faith? By reading the word. By growing, by understanding, by fasting, by praying. You got to, that doubt demon, that right there is a major demon. I'll tell you right there. That doubt demon. That still jump on brothers, man. Man, I don't know if Yahawah dealing with me, man. I can't get over this. I can't get over that, man. Is Yahawah dealing? Fast and pray. Listen to the king. What did he tell you? Certain things only come by fasting and praying. We're not saying that just to hear the sound of our fucking voice, man. Okay? Are you really fasting? Are you really praying? Man, I'll be praying, but ain't nobody hearing me. Somebody's hearing you. What is you talking about? Where's your faith? If you don't pray, then you don't have no faith. Because you don't believe in communicating with the Father and the Son. You don't believe in communicating. You don't believe that the angels is right around you, man. You don't believe that. You have no faith. Everything that we talk about, it just go through one ear and out the other. If you're not praying and fasting, you're not working out your salvation with fear and trembling, your own salvation. Keeping it going. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. So you have to show forth that action. Faith is an action word. It comes with action. Don't just tell me this. Show me this. Right? We talk health all the time, right? I talk health all the time. But guess what? Do I show y'all health? Yes. I make the smoothies. I try to, tell you, I do the walks. All right? We learn, man, the elders do the same thing. We learning. We growing. Right? Elder Apostle Gabar tell you to do a 2-mile bike ride. And then he'll go and do it. He'll go and do a 6-mile walk. He'll go and show you. Ain't nobody's talk cheap. We tell you, brothers, hey, if you doing works, if you doing videos and lessons, get to that point where you could do them every single day. But it's not about quantity. It's about quality. All right? It's not about quantity. Don't ever get that confused. It's about if the work is a solid work. All right? How we went into those old world buildings. And we show you now Esau building these buildings, and these buildings are weak. They're corrupt. They're tainted. They're not as strong. But you go back in the 1800s, when Jake was building the buildings, they were sturdy. They were quality type buildings. Esau can throw up hundreds of buildings, but they don't be worth shit. Remember that Hurricane Katrina documentary, when they built all them buildings, they built all them houses for those refugees, et cetera, et cetera. Those people that was affected by Hurricane Katrina. And those houses started rotting within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It was poor quality. Even though you built a lot of houses, it was poor material. It wasn't set up the right way. The plumbing was trash. So you ask yourself this: do you want quality or do you want quantity? You may not have a lot of money, but what you got, you make it stretch. What you got, you know what to do with it. You have a quality mindset, right? Versus these millionaires who just throw $100,000 away over here, $100,000 away over here, boom, boom, boom. They don't have it. They don't understand. All right? They're in the spirit of myrrh. We pray to give us our daily bread. That keeps you on your toes. Not too much, not too little. The water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Always. What is that, bro? What is that, man? It's a balance. It's a balance. Okay? It's a balance. We have a great balance. And we are not in our beds. Beds meaning rest. So verse 18, keeping it going. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. As we just said, everything we say, we do. We practice what we preach. We practice what we preach. Okay? And that's what everybody should do, man. And when you in this truth, it's accountability, it's responsibility, it's moving the correct way and the proper way. All right? Matter of fact, that brought mine. Let's go back. It was two years ago. All right? When I was in the kitchen. All right? It's a lot of accountability, responsibility. It's our people's history. And I mean our people. Right? And it's also, it's got some heathen history in there too. how they had us enslaved. Certain situations like that, right? Things that they did, but that's whatever. Nothing's new under the sun. Right? Everything will come back around. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, they both are just. They both are just. All right? We ain't never changing, man. What we said 2 years ago is the same thing we telling you right now. What's the message? Accountability. What's the message? Keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. You have to hold yourself accountable to a certain standard. You have to be responsible for your own actions. All right? That's the same thing. That's why we tell you, bro, you don't reinvent the wheel. You can teach with hats on. What? Gentiles can be saved. What? The scriptures say, meddle not with a man that's subject to change, man. Why you keep changing? So that goes back to the point of bad works and good works. That goes back to the point of the true prophets of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and false prophets. So you have a balance in everything. All right. Verse 19. Thou believest that there is one power. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? So you got to bring forth that action. That's really the main point coming through, man, from verse 14 all the way down to verse 20. You have to be about what you say and what you believe in. If you're not about what you say and what you believe in that day of adversity, in that hour of temptation, you will fold and crack and you will take the C-hip. Believe that. If you don't really believe this, what do we say all the time? Off camera. Are you living it? Off camera. Are you breathing it? Are you studying? Are you researching? Are you being studious? Are you keeping the Shabbat? Are you keeping the holy days? Are you doing your best? Nobody's going to be able to do it perfectly. Yeah, we understand that. But are you putting forth your best effort? Right? 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. Abraham had faith. He did what he's supposed to do. And then he brought what? He brought works along. He got circumcised because that was the way. That was the proper way. He changed his ways up. He stopped worshiping his father's gods, what his father Terah worshiped. He left that paganism alone. We say this all the time, man. We some baby Abrahams. We left that bullshit alone. We left our fathers and our mothers' traditions, and we came back to our proper tradition, the proper way, our proper custom, our proper culture, the proper coat. Now, I love that. Because y'all a coat. Y'all a coat. Well, we the proper coat. We the right coat. We the coat that you want to be in. Most definitely. All right, brother got a precept. Proverbs 25 and 28. Yeah, rule over thy spirit. Let's get it. This is Proverbs 25, and I'll start at 27. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory, because you have to have that balance. All right? When I get honey, I get a spoonful of honey, and I'm good. It's sweet. You know, that's all I need. I don't need no more than that. Even though it's sweet, I can continue, but no, you got to have a balance. So even with that, with the dopamine, you know, you got to have a balance. All right? And you got to understand what's real dopamine and what's fake. The best thing you could do for like a dopamine is cutting wood. That's been like scientifically proven in a sense. Cutting wood is one of the best things you can do for that reward factor. All right? Building something. You know, that whole sense of building something. When I built that fireplace that I got outside, that fire pit, you know, that was and the whole backyard and the garden and all of that. It was a real sense of a reward. It's not a fake thing. Like social media is fake. Nobody, what the fuck is views, likes, and shares gonna do for somebody, bro? It's not gonna do nothing. Okay? You know? If you can get 100,000 likes, views, but nobody listening to the message, nobody coming to the live. As you can see, it's 11 people in here. So what the fuck does all that other shit matter for? It don't matter. Motherfuckers is not sincere. All right? We just have to look past all that. You know? I assume a motherfucker fake until they show me they real. You know what I'm saying? I assume they fake until they show me they real. You got to show me, but what is that? That's works. That's works. You got to show me. And that goes into proving a friend. So, with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you got to show him. You got to show them works. You got to bring that action. Verse 28, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You have no balance. Therefore, your actions, your works are an abomination to the Most High. You can't control yourself. You're too much to the left. You're too much to the right. You're over righteous or you're over wicked. You have no balance. All right, going back to James, and we wrapping it up. This is James 2. And 23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed power, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness. And he was called the friend of Yahawah. Do y'all know that Yahawashi calls us his friends as well? All right, we're his friends. We know what he's going to do. And that's a beautiful thing to think about. Real quick, let me get that precept. You go to John. Yeah, John. We go to John 15. All right. Starting at 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servants knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. All right? Khan, hey, that's beautiful, Kakuma. Like they say, we go way back. I would love to believe that. Yahawah Ratazah. We go way back with Yahawashi. The hopeful elect most definitely does go way back with Yahawashi if we be those men. We go back to the beginning. Spirits, when we was just spirits. Nobodies, we were just spirits. From the foundation of the earth, before the earth was even created. He like, hey, big bro, what we about to do? All right, we about to create this thing in 6 days. Let's do it. All right, Khan. Well, we about to get to it. You know? He's our leader. He's our king. He's the example. And he always walked in that. He always moves in that way. An honorable king, man. A warrior king as well. That's what he's coming back to do. To bring warfare on these people. And to redeem us. To save us. To pull us up out of this bullshit. That's works. Yahawashi, before you be like, well, I got to do works. Yahawashi did works first. He's the first one to really lay down those works. And he has the greatest works. All right. But he said, we shall do greater works than he did. You know, so he's letting us know, what is that? That's spiritual powers. That's what's going to come to be. Because if he did so much works where it couldn't even been written down, the books would have covered the earth, then what you think we about to do? You got to consider that. Right? So we are his friends. All right, man, let's get a little bit more of that. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Pray, Bahasham Yahawashi. Pray in the name of Yahawashi. All right? Always. That don't make that a habit, man. For anybody that's not doing that, call upon Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Always. And ask for whatever you need. And I mean need, not a want, but something that you need. All right? You know, be serious when you come forth. As the scriptures say, when you make an oath or you come to pray, don't come babbling. Don't come stumbling. Don't come in that type of way. Come in a sincere way and come with your thoughts gathered and pray the correct way and pray the proper way. You know, be sincere with it. Don't be like, oh, Yahawah, I need a new car. I need, can I get these Jordans? They just came out. Oh, I need boom, boom, boom. Can I get this? Can I, what? That's what you want. Now, before you even pray, he knows what you need. But you still have to do that work. Everything is predestinated. You still have to do it, though. All right? You still have to go through those motions. You still have to go through those repetitions. It's important because it builds good character. It builds your habit. What's a habit short for? Your habitation. Your habits create your habitation. So the things that you do will create the way that you fucking live. You understand? So if you pray and fast consistently, then guess what? Your habitation, your temple is going to improve. The demons is going to know this habitation. I can't survive up in here because the habits. His habit is waking up early and praying. His habit is constantly praying. His habit is fasting and praying. His habit is eating clean. His habit is seeking Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for everything. That's his habit. So the habitation is set up in righteousness. All right. Finishing it up. We are friends of Yahawah, man. The same way that Abraham, all right, was a friend of Yahawah. We are friends. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Yo, Christians, do y'all read this? Do y'all read this? Okay. All right. Don't take them out yet. Okay. All right. You said you like how today is Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah because there's no U in the Hebrew, and bro got a 7-stamp lamp. Yeah. What about it? What's wrong with it? You have an issue with it, or you think it's incorrect? And Hanukkah didn't start today. Okay? It started yesterday. You said Hanukkah is celebrated with a 9-stem lamp, buddy boy. Okay. Let's see. Let's see that. Now I'm going to pull something up to show you this. And 1 second. Because Jewish law prohibited using a 7-point lamp. Now, when I'm going to ask you this, bro. No, today is not the 25th of Kislev. Okay? And it's not Kislev. All right? Furthermore, matter of fact, because you know so much. Okay? You know so much. Let's go to the Bible where Hanukkah is. Let's go to the Bible where Hanukkah is. Let's go to 1 Maccabees. If you know anything about that, where the practice came from. Right here. Now, on the 5 and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Kaslu, and in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning. Okay? Now, if you would know that it started yesterday, because a day starts when the evening comes in. A day starts when the evening comes in. Okay? Now, furthermore, on your first question, my question to you would be, when did the land of Israel become a state? When did the land of Israel when did they take over that land? All right? Because you going after those small hats, right? So when did they take over that land? Give me a year. Give me a year. Okay, maybe different time zones. Really, if you was in a different time zone than me, then you would have started it earlier. All right? But when did they take over the land of Israel? What year? Can you let me know? You came in here saying a lot, bro. You said, what does that have to do with what you're talking about? Okay, it has to do a lot with what I'm talking about, right? I'm going to show you this, and, you most likely going to get out of here, man. All right? Yes, Jewish law. So this is those people that took over the land. Jewish law. We are not Ish. Okay? I'm an Israelite. I'm not Jewish. Okay? Jewish law generally prohibits making or owning a 7-branch menorah for private use because it was a sacred vessel specific to the temple in Jerusalem. And creating replicas of temple items is forbidden to prevent imitation. Okay? The point being is that they took over that land in 1948 and they began to call themselves, even farther going back to Khazarian, they began to call themselves us. This is what you're not understanding. So you're going forth and, wait a minute, he might be you're going forth and you're taking on their practices, my brother. Because I thought you was an Israelite, but I don't even think it no more. Let me check your page. Oh, yeah, he probably Amalek. I don't know. Yeah, he probably Amalek. All right, you can get him out of here, Kakama. Salakia. Hey, go ahead and do your thing, man. Go ahead and do your thing, okay? Yeah, you go ahead and do your thing, man. All right, we coming back for that land, though, buddy. We coming back for, you said you called me buddy boy. We coming back for that land, buddy boy. You go ahead and do your thing, man. I have no issue. I have no problems. I'm not going back and forth with no small hat. The fuck? It's pointless. They're not gonna get it. I thought he was a Jake just looking at his profile picture, but nah. They straight liars, you know what I'm saying? They straight liars, so it's no point to go back and forth with these individuals. I don't got time to waste like that. All right. But going back to that, just so brothers know, that's why they use that 9 point, because they made a law saying that we couldn't use the 7-branch menorah. But we know that we always use the 7-branch menorah. We never used a 9. It's incorrect. Okay? 7 is what? Completion. So this is the proper way a menorah should be. This way. 7. Not this way. All right? Salakia, not that way, but not this way. 8. All right? Look at that. This menorah is biblical. The 7-branch menorah was placed in the tabernacle, right? So this would have been the menorah that Judas would have had, all right? This Hanukkah is based on rabbinic tradition that involves a fable told during Hanukkah. So furthermore, this wouldn't have been the menorah. This would have been the proper menorah that they used. All right, this is coming from the small hatters. They gave you this. You know? So let's finish it up. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? Yeah, she did a work, but understand this. Don't get it twisted and say that Rahab is going to get salvation. That's incorrect. Okay? So heathens can do works. They can do certain things. All right? And hey, she could have a better spot in the kingdom where she'll be a concubine to a brother. Right? You know, she'll be a lesser wife to a brother because that's what she became. She became a lesser wife. Okay? They said 5 people are peeking in on the outside. Oh, man, we got 5 people on the outside. Shalawam. TikTok started doing that? That's crazy. All right. Hey, Shalawam to the brother Yerami Gabor. Shalawam to the brother Deb. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Barak Ahtham to y'all. All right. 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. That's furthermore letting you know that you are not this temple. You are the spirit that dwells in this temple. So I love how this is phrased, man. For as the body, the temple, without the spirit is dead. Without the spirit that's in you, that fire, then this temple is just going to fall to the ground. And your spirit goes back to the Most High. So faith without works is dead also. What happens to your body 4 days, after you're gone? It decomposes, it rots. It ain't got no fire anymore in it no more. The blood is not moving. Your spirit, which sits in your body, is really driving everything. You're like in a sense, like the fuel source. So if your spirit is wicked, then what? You're going to give in to all the fleshly desires of the flesh. The things that the flesh wants you to do. Okay? The Feast of Dedication is 8 days long. It's from December 13th to December 21st this year, based upon how the calendar fell. So it's not the same day every day. It's not the same day every year. But this year it fell upon December 13th to December 21st. All right. But yeah, the live, YouTube was tripping. I don't I'm gonna show y'all that too, because YouTube is like, it's on some bullshit. So I go to YouTube. And matter of fact, I deleted it, but it would never let me upload the video. But it's all good. It's YouTube. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much the lesson, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Faith is needed. Faith and works is needed. All right? If you want to freshen up on Hanukkah, go read First Maccabees from chapter 1 to chapter 4, just to get that context, right? And I would suggest you read both of the books this whole week, you know, to freshen up on that history. But the ceremony really happened in chapter 4, around what, verse 30, 34 going down, you know. But it's important to read it all. Let me go back to that. You could go back and watch this. The origins of Hanukkah, all right, on Kings and Generals. This pretty much what I did the lesson off of. But chew the meat, spit out the bones. It's almost accurate on all of it, but some of it is wrong. All right. Read the book of First Maccabees and read Second Maccabees as well. Yeah. All right. Khan, yeah. Yaram, you good boy. Yeah, that was the first precept we got at the beginning. That's it. All right. So, hey, man, that's it. I'm going to get up out of here. All right. Unless anybody got any other type of questions or anything, I'm going to get up out of here. You know. Turn to the east. Giving all praises, glory, and honor be to the Father and the Son. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, as always. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharahla, and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. All right. Be safe out there, y'all. As y'all can see, you know, to wrap it up with the whole Australian mess, right? If y'all see that, all right. I believe the brother Matazabak gonna do a lesson on it, but you know, it seems to be rigged, all right. It seems to be set up, you know, and I expect a lot of T-tax to be brought through and set up just to what? To bring forth terror, to bring forth control. It's a controlled opposition, as they always do. These Masonic individuals, right? So set up T-tax, things of that nature, order out of chaos, exactly, right? This is the way that they do. This is the way that they slide, right? You know, to bring forth their NWO. So keep that in mind. When you see these things happen, don't be haste to just jump on them and say, oh, boom, 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 right? Like with the whole Charlie with the whole Charlie Sheen thing. You know what I'm talking about? Charlie K. Don't be haste to jump on these situations, right? Because Esau he's going to create a narrative, as he always does. He creates a narrative for a certain goal that he has set up. And that goal is eventually worldwide control, worldwide martial law, one world government, one world banking system, and one world religion. That's what he's trying to do. So he has that goal in mind to come forth and bring that narrative and to bring that control system, which is the beast system, right? So to the teachers, don't be haste. Make sure you get 2 or 3 sources and let stuff trickle down and pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention. The elect will not be deceived. All right. And to everybody else, just maintain yourself. All right. Keep keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, which is the works. You know, doing what you're supposed to do and keeping that faith. And Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right. Shalawam.